we'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. All right, guys. Thanks for coming back to podcast number 2 of D22. I'm Marcus, and
I'm
this is
Sotiri. I didn't
yeah.
think this podcast was gonna happen, to be honest.
Oh wow, this is we're
Just joking.
sticking
Just
to it.
joking.
All right, we're sticking to it. This is the one thing that I'm going to be doing consistently throughout the week now instead of my schoolwork. 'Cause,
Instead of your schoolwork.
yeah, I could definitely be doing schoolwork right now. 9 o'clock
Good procrastination.
Wednesday. Yeah,
It's way more important.
this is classic college student lifestyle right now. Oh hey Jenna,
Ugh.
how you doing, Jenna? That's my little sister from my mom's side.
Oh, hi, Marcus's little sister. Marcus is actually my dad, so.
Oh, that's weird. We don't need to have that on public airs. But today we're going to talk about health and fitness. I think between the two of us, we have both sides of that. Me as a lazy bum, and Sotiri, a guy who works out every day.
I'm up and coming still. I'm still working on it.
I
You know?
mean, you can see in your screen your supplements right there. Your
Oh yeah, that's
steroids,
true. I
right?
do have my protein back there. Yeah,
So
I have creatine around here somewhere, but
so why don't you tell us about, I guess, your health? How do you start with your workouts? Like, what do you do to prepare for these workouts?
dude, honestly, I don't really do too much to prepare for it. I do take pre-workout for the extra caffeine. Because when I go to work out, I go late, like really late at night, because I get off work at like 11. So that extra caffeine just gives me that little extra kick instead of going to sleep right after work. So that's all I really do to prepare. Then I kind of just go into it, do a couple stretches, I guess.
How
Yeah.
long are your workouts typically? Like an hour?
Usually about like an hour and a half. Just enough to get everything done, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of boring being there by myself because like Corona, can't really
Yeah.
have other people in the gym with you. So
Yeah.
it's been an interesting journey so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you
Ugh.
just started up what, a couple weeks ago? No.
Yeah, so I used to work out a lot like a year ago or a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, almost not now. Yeah, with a kid named Tim Mayer and actually my younger brother. And we used to work out all the time. And then Corona hit and I lost like 20 pounds. Because I was only eating like one meal a day and I couldn't go to work out or anything. So finally I just decided, you know what, kick, just gotta get back into it.
I mean,
So right now we're sitting at a pretty 145, almost 150. Just getting there, I guess.
it
Just
sounds
grinding.
like you were doing a little bit better than most people during Corona, because I think a lot of people, instead of losing 20 pounds, they gained
We're
20
gaining it,
pounds.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think they would have been happy with losing 20 pounds over gaining
Nah, it was not fun losing all that weight. No, it was not fun.
So have you been
So what,
gaining since you've been working out, or
yeah,
have you been
so
stopping that?
definitely the protein back there has helped a lot. Because I'm still not eating as much as I should be. So that extra protein just gives me some extra calories to kind of fit in through my day.
Do you do that
Yeah.
after your workouts, or do you do it?
So I do two actually a day. So I do one in the morning and then one. It's very weird of these two. And then I
Hi
do one
Ava, how are you doing, Ava? But go ahead.
getting
Sorry,
the whole
sorry.
family on here.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then I do one after working out.
Okay,
So
okay.
only two.
And that's to supplement a meal, or is that just
Huh?
is that you supplementing your meals?
No, it's like extra. So
Okay.
it's like instead of drinking an extra glass of water a day, it's like an extra chocolate shake,
Gotcha,
kind of.
gotcha,
That one's peanut butter, but
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
So what about you? Have you been working out at all? Have you
Nope.
been doing Quidditch or anything? Or
Well, actually, luckily, the lockdown for Grand Valley has stopped, so I can actually start going to Quidditch again, because we had I think it was a 2 week lockdown, so 2 weeks of not going to Quidditch, and
oh wow.
yeah, so I actually can only go on Mondays because I have lecture Wednesday nights, so I guess I could probably go on Wednesday nights after lecture, but if I were to do that, I would only catch the last 20 minutes or so of Quidditch practice on Wednesdays. So
Oof.
that's not the most ideal, and it's not much of a workout, but
Mm.
now that it's starting up, I can like get some cardio in at least on Mondays, and also with the opening of campus, I can do rock climbing again. So I'm gonna try to sign up for rock climbing. The only issue with that is it's 1 week in advance, so I missed out on being able to do it this week, but I do plan on doing it next week. And I'm gonna try and
I was
get into the
actually
habit of like working out for it, because you need to kind of like train for it a little bit.
hmm.
But
I was actually gonna ask you about rock climbing because I knew you were thinking about getting back into it. Where are you planning on doing that at?
so right now I'm gonna do it on campus because it's free.
Hmm.
I would like to do it elsewhere. I think forgot what it was. We talked about it the other day. It was uh yeah, I'm not gonna remember it, but it's in Holland. I want to do that one because it's strictly bouldering, I think is what Jess told me. And bouldering is definitely my favorite form of rock climbing.
And that's
And
the simple way of rock climbing, right? That's like no harnesses or whatever. You
yep,
just kind
yep,
of
yep.
climb up a wall.
That's you climb up like 20 feet, do a route, it's a more intricate route. And I think that, to me, it tests your strength a little bit more because there are different. The motions are a little bit different. You have to do
Mm.
proper technique to do some of the moves versus. I guess you still have to do that when you're top roping, but hey Jonah, when you're top roping, I feel like you're kind of just going up rather than side to side, and you know
Mm.
it's to me it takes less technique, but that's for the ones that I typically was able to do. The harder ones are
The harder
definitely a lot more
ones.
technique, yeah. But the interesting thing is like I didn't know this until I was rock climbing like religiously. Like it's a lot of finger strength to be able to do that. It's low. Are you sure? I can
You're
turn it
cutting in
up.
and out a little bit.
Okay, maybe I'm too far away. I'll turn it up a little bit.
A lumberjack. All I have is a red flannel on.
Apparently, that's enough to make you a lumberjack. Forehead.
I'll grow out the beard. That way I look like an actual
There
lumberjack.
you go. Hey, yeah, that'd be a
Yeah.
pretty good workout, isn't it? Just going outside and chopping some wood.
Chopping wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've actually been clearing some wood in my backyard. Because I'm building a fire pit back there, and man, it's tiring. I'm not gonna lie. Even just chopping woods it's just such a simple action.
Mm-hmm.
You just
I
get
mean,
tired after a while.
that's how most people used to stay fit. They weren't going out and working out. They were just doing their daily routine. Therese,
Get
I
that mic
know
arm.
I need to get 1,000 subs so that I can start making money from YouTube because you know
1,000 subs.
yeah,
Hey, you're at
a lot of,
18 so far.
almost there, just a little bit more. I guess I can sit a little bit
Ugh.
closer to the mic. That would be a little bit better. But so the other part of this is health, Sotiri. So we can talk about. Let's talk about.
I don't have the best healthy habits. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Like my sleep schedule is messed up.
Yeah.
I go to bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning all the
Oh,
time.
that's pretty bad. I mean, I guess if you're
Yeah.
getting home at 11, working out at midnight, it's pretty hard not to.
Yeah, it doesn't help. I try to take
Sleep
some
schedule.
melatonin every now and then, but I really try not to stay on it because it kind of messes up your sleep schedule once you stop taking it. So I try to stay a little bit healthy with
Gotcha.
it. But man, even with
Yeah.
the melatonin, it doesn't help all the time.
Yeah, I can say the same. My sleeping habits are really bad, and
Mm-hmm.
okay. They're poopy. They're pretty poopy.
Yeah.
I don't go to sleep that late. I think I typically get in bed around 2, and I guess it depends on what I do, but I can fall asleep anywhere from the range of like 2 to 4. But then getting up is probably the worst part for me because I'm trying to try to get up, do a workout, maybe do some homework, but it's hard to get up. It's hard to get into that routine.
Do you sleep through alarms?
Oh, all the time. Well,
Dude, it's
think
bad.
I don't
I try to set like the loudest alarms on my phone, and they still won't wake me up.
Yeah, I've had to switch the sounds periodically because my body gets used to it. Jonah can actually attest to this. He's probably heard more alarms than I have over quarantine at this point because I just get used to them, and I guess my body's just like, no, it's nothing to you now. So I had to switch up a couple. I try not to be one of those people that sets alarms every 5 minutes because that's pretty crazy.
Have you tried to switch up your alarms by just like setting different sounds so you don't get used to it?
I have recently. I think I need to switch them again because I have 2 alarms and I don't wake up to the first one. I do wake up to the second one though. My issue is when I do wake up, I turn it off and I lay there and I'm like, I can sleep for another 5-10 minutes, and I say that about maybe 20 times every morning. So
Oof.
I go from trying to get up at 7 in the morning to, I guess it depends on what I do during the day, to like maybe 10, 11, or 12. Depends on
Mhm.
like if I have class or something. And my classes being at noon doesn't really help very
Oh
much,
yeah.
because then especially since they're online, because I can just roll over, open my laptop, and be like, all right, we're tuned in, mute myself,
So,
don't have to show anything.
so do you have any other healthy habits that you do or anything,
Um,
or that you try to like? Do you
that I
meditate or
try to
anything like
do.
that?
No, I don't meditate. I think we were talking about that the other day, right? About getting up early, doing a workout, and trying meditating afterwards. And you were
Oh yeah.
saying that I think you were watching someone and they were, having a better outlook on life.
Oh
Um,
yeah. More positive outlook.
no, I haven't
I thought about trying
done
it, but
that.
it sounds
It's
too difficult,
it's hard.
honestly.
It's hard. It is
I'll have
hard.
to try. I'll do it for this next week, and on the next podcast, I'll come back and tell you how it
Okay,
was
that sounds like a good
every
idea.
day.
I'll do that too. Well, maybe not the
Yeah.
meditating, but I'll try and get up every morning. Try and go for a run. See how it goes, and then we can like check in how we feel, all that. That sounds like a pretty good idea. But
Got to go to bed early now, so I can actually get up and try to run at a
yeah,
decent time.
maybe not. Maybe so you don't only get a couple hours of sleep.
It hasn't even started yet, and I'm already struggling.
But yeah, um, but I am trying to eat better, because over quarantine, this is not anyone's fault, but I did eat a lot of stuff. Kendall, we're not there yet. We're not at the policies yet. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there closer
Eventually,
to
like next week.
maybe
You know,
we
I would
might,
love to do
it
that.
might
I
be
would
next
love to
week.
do
We'll have to
that.
see. We'll have to see. We'll get there. Um, but I've been trying to eat healthier, because I was one of the people that gained weight over quarantine, and I got scarily to a number that I don't want to share. um, I almost got there. I didn't make it, which is good, but I think a lot of that, it wasn't just the fact that I wasn't exercising. I think it was just me eating so much all the time, because there was just so much food available. And before moving to my mom's, it would be like 1 or 2 meals a day versus
Mm.
having, and it was more like, it wasn't like a full meal. It would be like maybe a frozen pizza, like a yogurt at breakfast, stuff like that. And so it wasn't like meals on meals where food was readily available. It was just, I went from 1 meal to like 3 meals a day, which I don't think my body was ready to do that every single day.
So it's so strange that everybody was eating more, because I found myself eating like maybe one meal a day. Like if I was at like work or something like that, I would have something there. But I was
Well,
not eating very. I wasn't eating very much,
you were
even though I
still
was bored
working,
all the
right?
time. I was, and work like helped, but like
So
I
yeah, I think
guess,
a
but
lot of people, instead of, they weren't working. How many new subscribers to reveal my weight gain? Let's
if
hit
we hit
50
20,
subscribers. Let's hit
20,
20. We're not going for 20, because that's like,
that's only two more.
yeah, that's enough people in this chat. We don't need that. Let's go. We'll go 30. We'll go 30 to reveal my weight gain. If I can get
30
hit,
sounds good.
if we hit 30 by next week, we can check in on how our workouts did and see where I almost got in terms of weight.
I'll make some new accounts right now and make you hit 30, and
Okay, that's
by
fine
the end of
by
this
me.
podcast.
That's fine by me.
I'm
That helps
curious.
me. The more time, yes, the more time you have to yourself, the more you eat. That's
See,
what.
I disagree. Like that was weird for me because that didn't happen.
Well,
Like I was by myself all the time, and I just like I never ate. Like I was just
did your schedule change though? Did anything really change for you?
yeah, actually. So
Okay.
when I was before Corona, I was working nights
Hmm.
and going to school in the mornings and then sleeping throughout the days. And then when Corona hit, I ended up having to take like the afternoon shift, which is what I'm doing now, from like 3 to 11. And now my classes are in the mornings. So now I'm like on a kind of like a relatively normal
Hmm.
schedule compared to what I was before.
Okay. Well, so a lot of people, at least for me, I know I went from what, going to class every day, like not even having lunch because I was in the middle of classes every day, to being at my mom's every day, not having to go anywhere, staying in the house. There's food probably being cooked. There's food being cooked when I was sleeping. As soon as I would wake up, there would be food ready in the kitchen for me. Like there was food all the time compared to, and when I'm bored, I think I tend to eat more anyway. Or I used to eat more, a lot more when I was bored. So now I obviously
Mm.
don't have that because the food is coming out of my wallet, so I'm not going out and
Not
buying
eating
all
as
these
much
snacks
anymore.
and eating as much because it's expensive to eat like that. But when I was at home at my mom's, you know, I could just walk upstairs, open anything, like anything in the kitchen, and there was something to snack on, whether it was like granola bars, leftovers from the night before, chips, stuff like that. And having all that free time just to eat was like, I'm gonna gain weight. There's no way I'm not gonna gain weight from my schedule being changed that drastically and having that
Hmm.
readily available. But I know I've already, like, just moving back to school, I've lost so much weight. Like, you can see that I've lost weight
Dude,
compared
I
to
really want to
what I
know
was
this
before.
weight
Well,
gain.
I don't know what
I
I'm
really
at
want to
now
know.
either. So we can I think I
But
know what
I
I
want to know
was,
it when you were at before.
and I think I
What
know
that
what I
scary
was
number was.
before quarantine. I think I remember what that was, and then I gained a lot of weight. It was pretty bad. And then I think I've lost it all just by. No, Jonah, it wasn't like that. Jonah said I just like food. It's not. I don't think my gaining weight was just because I like food. I think I was just eating way too much of it. Um, but I've definitely lost. I don't know how much. Oh, this guy.
He gave you the number.
He just
He
threw
just
out
gave
the
the
number.
number.
This guy. All right. Well, never mind. Just threw out the number. He wasn't. So we don't need to go for that sub goal anymore. Okay. So I did. I didn't make it to 200. I was at like 198. I was just about there.
Man, I would
And
have hit 200 just for the fun of it.
no. That's not something I wanted to have on my conscience. But I think I'm probably I don't know. I have to go weigh myself. I'll probably do that when I go to the gym next week because I can't go this
Oops.
week. That's
Feels bad,
okay.
man.
It's okay. But I've lost weight, and it hasn't been because of a lot like exercise, because I really haven't exercised much at all since moving back. And I think it's just I eat one meal a day, like you said, like you do. I eat one meal a day, and that's about it. Maybe like I went
Well,
from pre quarantine to eating a cup of yogurt with a meal, and then now it's
so
no
I
yogurt.
actually have another question for you, Marcus.
Go
So we've
for
been
it.
talking about a lot about like fitness and like physical health. Have
Yeah.
you been doing anything for mental health?
Um,
Trying to stay sharp or just trying to keep yourself sane by staying by yourself in Corona?
Not really. I haven't. I guess up until this week, I can say no. I haven't been doing that because it's been mostly video games and yeah,
What'd
it's
you
been
change
mostly
this
video games.
week?
So this week, I decided to start counseling. I don't start until next week, but I think that'll really help me get back into a groove of things because I've been kind of muddled down, um, just down in the dumps a lot recently, and it sucks to be like that. I actually don't
Not
watch as
just
much
Hollow
Hololive
Live.
anymore, Jonah. It's kind of it's this down in the dumps has really affected me to the point where I can't even watch Hololive.
It's
Bored
definitely
eating.
board eating. I was before Corona 284 and then not working. I stand 357,
Okay, yeah.
256.
So
Just
board
board
eating can
eating.
do it for you,
See.
but I think
Maybe I'm the odd man out and I'm just strange
yeah,
because.
you're just weird. You're just
But
weird. But going back to what you had asked, um I think a lot of the weight gain too is is mental too. You know, because once your mental goes down, you stop taking care of yourself, and
mm,
I really haven't been taking care of myself because of that. It's been like I haven't really been motivated to do a whole lot, whether it was, you know, watch the YouTube videos that I used to watch or jump in our Discord call. Like I was gone for what, 3 or 4 days last week or something like that, last
yeah.
weekend, which was that's like unheard of after being in the call every single day for the last 6 months. So
I
it's
think it's
been
interesting that you started
interesting.
counseling actually because I started it a few weeks ago when I wasn't feeling well and man it's like the day I look forward to now. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it just makes my day so much better knowing I can go and like talk to someone.
Well, you're the reason hearing you talk about
Thank
it
you,
and like
Therese.
having someone to talk to like that. Like I had done it before, but you're the reason that I was like, okay, maybe I should start doing it again because
Oh yeah, I would recommend it to anybody honestly. You just got to find that one person you click with and that you can actually like talk to and have conversations with because you're going to find people that you don't feel comfortable with and that's not going to be healthy for you because you're going to still be bottling everything up.
Yeah, yeah. And so I actually I did a bunch of counseling. What was it? My freshman year, I think. My freshman
Mhm.
year when I was at Worcester, so I was like what 5 hours away from home. So it was like 5 hours away from home, not playing basketball. Everything was like completely different, and I kind of just broke down mentally. Um,
So how come you stopped going
well,
after
so
that freshman year?
I was doing it at Worcester, and then I came to Grand Valley in the second semester, and it was really hard to get a counselor like consistently here because they were already booked for like the entire
Mm.
semester, so I couldn't do it, and I wasn't trying to ship
Next.
out what was it hundreds of dollars to do it because it's free on campus, so I wanted to take advantage of it then.
Mhm.
So I stopped, and now it's what telehealth is what they call it. So it's just like this, a couple of people talking over webcams, and
So I
so
was gonna
it's
say,
more
is it over
accessible.
webcam then?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Because I
over
know mine's
webcam.
in person. So
I would have preferred that. I don't like really talking to people over webcam. Obviously, we're doing that
mm.
now, but I'm not gonna.
That's because we
But
have to, and we're
yeah, we
far
have
away.
to. Neither
So
of us is gonna drive what that hour or so to talk for this hour when we could just do it like this. But it's weird for me talking to people I don't know over webcam. Like the screening session that I had the other day was kind of uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Um, but I'm also kind of happy that it's a thing because it makes the counseling center more accessible on campus because I think they have more time to meet with people. Um, because online it's just easier to meet with people. But
mhm.
that's one thing that I'm trying to do, and it's hopefully it goes well. Start next week, and we'll see
That's
how it goes.
awesome.
Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to have. Look, and I'll have something to do on my Fridays now instead of sleeping. So
Mm.
I didn't schedule it for too early because I would like not to be a zombie when I talk to my counselor, but it's early enough to say, hey, I gotta get up. Let's start my day right.
So what's our challenge that we're doing? We're gonna go running in the morning, and then anything afterwards, or
um, why don't we try that the One Punch Man workout because we said we're gonna start that, and I
for a
know I
week?
haven't been doing it.
I feel like a week wouldn't. A week's not too bad. We can do a
A
week
week's not
first,
bad. We
and
can do a
then
week.
if we get in the groove of it,
I
we can
mean,
just keep
yeah,
doing it.
hopefully it'll become a habit, and then it'll just stick. Because that one video, that guy, after what 30 days, he did only for 30 days. He really changed. I think we ended up watching the same video, but that would really. And I think exercise is one thing that is what kept me. I wouldn't say sane, but better mentally than I
Mhm.
am now because I used to exercise. What I used to use basketball as that outlet in high school, and then I did have Quidditch for what my first 2.5 years of college. But now with quarantine, it's hard to go do those. What are they called? What are they? Organized sporting events. It's hard to get to those now. But that is one thing that I used to do, and I should get back into reading some books. My family's been doing a
Dude,
book
I have
club
so many books
recently.
I can recommend to you.
I mean, I have books
Like
over
literally, just
there
give me
that
a
I'm
just
in
give
the
me a
middle of
genre, and I'll
like
pull
three
one out from
different
under my
books right
bed.
now. I just need to finish them. It's a matter of sitting down, getting away from this computer for what an hour a day, and just
Mm.
sitting down and reading. But it's hard when all the lectures are online, and my escape from those lectures is online, my homework's online. So, but I mean that's hasn't been a problem because of quarantine. That's just you know
We
school
should do that. We
having
should
its
find a
mistakes.
book that we can read, and we'll put that in the mornings too. So we'll go for a run, and then afterwards you just
Read a
read a
book.
chapter.
Okay.
Just a chapter. It doesn't even have to be like the whole book. Just be one
Oh yeah.
chapter
Okay. Yeah. Don't have to read
for
the whole
each
book.
day.
Dune isn't that movie when's that movie come out, Kendall? This year or next year? So but yeah, let's do that. Actually, I think I have it.
What's Dune?
I don't have that down there. I think it's one of Kendall's favorite books because he always recommends it and he loves to say the word Dune. But I think the movie's coming out pretty soon.
Science fiction novel? Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
science fiction. I want to say it's
Oh, it's the movie's
post-apocalyptic.
coming out in 2021.
2021, early 2021, or it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So let's do that. Move back the date. That makes sense. Quarantine.
I think they moved the date.
Okay. So let's read Dune.
Oh,
We can start our own book club. Our
I have to find it somewhere
exercise
first.
book club.
Start a book club.
Yeah, we can start a D22 book
That'll
club.
be part of the mental health routine. Is that book club?
There you go. Everyone gotta get up, do a quick run, some push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and read a chapter of a book. Read a chapter of whatever book we decide on.
That sounds so simple. I don't know why more people don't try to do this.
It's hard. It's hard to change your routine. That because I feel maybe it's not that drastic, but getting up in the morning and having to work out it's a hurdle that you have to get over that not a lot of people want to get over. I think it's about wanting it more than anything. And when people say they're going to do it, they might not actually want to do it. But I wanted to mention my mom about this because I have never seen a human being change their mental so much in like this amount of time. And she honestly, I've never seen her work out, and now she works out like 3 times a day. She has these portion cups that like they're like they can be like this small. Like that's how much rice she is allowed in like a day. Or I guess at a certain point that's what she was doing. But she completely changed like everything that she did on a daily basis, and I honestly that's like the most I've ever seen a human being change in my entire life. She went from maybe I don't know. I had never seen her work out before, and now there's a gym downstairs. I'm sure you've heard Jonah talk about
whole
that.
gym. Oh
The
yeah.
gym.
Oh, yeah.
And she works out 3 times a day. She's on like a strict diet. It's not as strict as it was when she first started. She's kind of gotten the hang of it where she can like change the diet to match her needs rather than just doing the diet. And here we go. Sotiri's headset died.
Yeah, it was an accident, but it's okay.
But that's something that I've like never seen, and I think it's rubbed off on my sister too. She worked out a decent amount, but I think she worked out a lot more since quarantine than I've seen her as well.
Dude, working out kind of got hard after I graduated from high school because like I stopped playing all those sports and like actually being able to do like activities and stuff.
Yep.
And I was like focusing on like school. It just made it so much harder to like force myself to go out.
Yeah.
So I'm jealous of people that can go and work out like 3 times a day.
It is impressive for people that can do that. Like working out once a day, like for an hour is like you do that. That's impressive. Like having the mental to go and do that, like even on a day that you don't want to do it, just saying, all right, I'm going to go do it. That's like,
so honestly, it really helps that I can like even with like our Discord, like it really helps I can talk to you guys like while I'm working out. Like, cause it just makes me, I don't know, like music's okay. Like it helps for sure. But being able to like talk to someone and like kind of like get encouragement helps a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, like in sports, you're always doing it you're always exercising with other people and they're always trying to encourage you and stuff. So it's always nice to have that voice telling you like, yeah, you can do it. So I guess, yeah, having the encouragement makes it a lot easier to go out and do those exercises.
Oh yeah. Yeah. On a side note, does Kendall play D&D? Because like
Kendall does play D&D, and I think Kendall has been trying to play D&D. Hey,
I don't want to DM, so like
this doesn't have to be a side note. This is mental health right here. This is like you have been racking your brain. You have been trying to play D&D, and it's been something looming over you, and that's
I've been trying to come up with a world, and it's fucking hard. It's hard.
I know Kendall does. I don't know if he was part of the campaign with the Bartlemeys because they started one without telling all of us, which is not that cool. But you know, we won't talk about that. But I think I don't know if Kendall wants to DM. I don't think he wants to because he usually ends up doing that for us. But I'm sure he would like to play some D&D. Yeah, because we've been trying to play D&D for years. I think since like. I don't think Kendall... No, Kendall was definitely still in high school was the last time we all played together because that was when we did it with Patrick. And that was quite the time. But so you're writing one right now. I'm wouldn't be opposed to doing the Pokemon tabletop one if we got enough people, but that's the thing. We got to get the people to do it.
Didn't Node do a Pokemon tabletop?
Node? I have no idea what Node is.
So it's a YouTube channel, and they used to do like kind of like nerdy things and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure they did a Pokemon tabletop.
Was this like a long time ago?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
I
It's at least like 6 or 7 years ago
okay, I
now.
may have seen this, but it's not exactly Pokemon tabletop. They tried to implement Pokemon as monsters into D&D, so they use like magic and stuff. Where this
Mm.
Pokemon tabletop that I'm talking about, it was people that literally took D&D aspects and turned them into Pokemon. So rather
Okay,
than
so I
putting
think that's what
Pokemon in
I.
D&D, they took D&D and made it Pokemon.
Oh, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
like
I
they're
think
using like
Node did it where
mechanics.
they just put Pokemon
Yeah.
into
So
D and D
this
or
is
whatever.
like it's like an overhaul to D&D. It's like a
Gotcha.
homebrew, but it's like actually I think I still have the player's handbook in my in a binder over there. It's like a couple hundred pages, and like there's a player's handbook with a bunch of with all the Pokemon and stuff. But
Hmm.
it's just getting people to do it. I was
Cool.
hoping Kendall would say, "Yeah, let's do it,"
I know. I
but
was hoping it'd be fun
waiting on
too.
him to say something. But I'm sure he would like to do it. He would probably enjoy that. I don't know if the Bartlemays would do it, but I'm sure we
Dude,
could
all I'm
find a
saying
couple
is we should
people.
find someone else to DM because I would
Someone
prefer
else.
not to. I'd prefer
Uh,
not to
I
DM,
know Clayton.
especially because it would be my very first time DMing, and I
Oh,
don't feel
that's you gotta
comfortable doing
start
it.
it eventually. You gotta break
But
that.
DMing's not fun to me. Like,
Oh,
why DM when I can go and cut dragons' heads off?
you can do
You
that
know what I'm saying?
as the DM, right? Just make your own
Not
character.
really.
But
You guys beat everything I create, so
you just
it's
gotta
no fun.
make it so that we can't.
I'll kill at least somebody. I'm gonna kill one person for sure if I do DM. I'm not.
Oh,
I
that's
will kill at least one
I
person.
don't like that. I don't like that at all.
It'll be a good story.
But that's
Uh,
something that we can work on. We'll try and get that started eventually.
you want to open up to any questions or anything from the chat?
Sure.
I don't know how many people we have watching because the number
It
keeps
looks like
bouncing
we have
around, but
8, but I don't know if this is I don't know if this is telling me the truth. So if
I feel like
anyone
D and D is a
has,
good break actually. For like, it actually is a good mental health break.
yeah,
It's kind of relaxing, taking some time to be creative and hang
sitting
out with your
down for
friends.
an hour or
Oh yeah.
so, not having to be yourself,
Hmm.
trying to be something else for a little bit. It's nice to not have to worry about what's going on in your own life and worry about what's that goblin over there doing? Do I have to kill it? That seems like a little less worrying than the things that we have to worry about on our day-to-day
Then
basis.
having a project that was due on Tuesday, due tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, that's me. Uh, I don't know if Kanan's still in chat, but I was gonna see if he wanted to play actually, so I think it'd be kind of cool. Oh, dang, no questions or
No
anything.
questions today. That's okay. Um, we can end it off early today. We don't have to do the full hour.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been a long day today actually.
yeah, this is actually my longest days of every week, so it's
Oof.
pretty nice
Sorry
to be
about
able to
that.
sit here and talk though. It's nice. It's a good break because right now I would probably be doing one of the 3 assignments that I have due at the end of the week. So, well, I guess I'm about to
Dude,
do that after this. So,
I was actually having a lot of anxiety earlier, so I just went out and for like 3 hours, I just went and worked on my new car.
that's
It was
nice
so
actually doing
relaxing. I
that.
didn't deal with anybody, didn't deal with anything. I could just sit there, just take my car apart, put it back together. I was happy.
Oh, here we go. We have one question. Did we ever feel like being inside so much and not having much contact with people made you have anxiety?
Oh yeah, especially during Corona. Oh man, there were so many times where I wish I was out being able to do something with other people, and it was just like it was freaking me out that I couldn't go see people, especially with my job working at a assisted living facility. Because if I get sick and I accidentally bring it back, like everybody's gonna get sick there, and not many people are gonna make it out. So
Yeah.
I was freaking out all the time, especially throughout Corona.
Yeah, I didn't have that issue because I moved back with my mom, and so I was with my siblings who honestly that was the longest I'd ever spent at with them and like in an extended period of time. So I
Hmm.
didn't have the issue of not having contact with people. If anything, I had too much contact with people because it was a pretty small a pretty small house for what? I don't even know how many, 7 people. So it was I
Seven
had
people.
yeah, I kind of had the opposite feeling of um not having contact. I wanted to get away from the close contact because it
Dude,
was
I
just
had no
overwhelming.
contact with anybody. It was bad.
But
Like in the mornings, everybody would leave for work, right? So
Mhm.
if I got up even in the morning, like I wouldn't be able to talk to anybody. And then
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
work throughout the afternoon, and then I'd come home and everybody's already asleep. So I can't even talk to my own
You didn't
family.
even get to talk to your own family. Yeah, that's rough. So yeah, I didn't have that at all because I sat 2 feet away from my little brother on
For a
so
while. For like months.
for months for months, and then like halfway through, Mariah, my sister, had moved down there too. So it was basically like being in a college dorm again with 3 people living in the same room.
Mm.
So I didn't have that, which
Yo,
I
good
think I was
question,
pretty
Kanan.
lucky with.
I appreciate it.
But if there aren't any more questions, we can sit here for a little bit, waiting for another question.
I was gonna say give it a couple more seconds. Ugh.
Okay.
Whiskey would be a good habit to start up again. It's
Is
supposed to
it?
be good for you, actually. Yeah. So it's actually like supposed to be good for your heart if you just drink like a glass a night. Obviously, if you drink a whole bottle, it's probably not healthy for
One
you.
glass,
But
whole bottle. What's the difference? The bottle's
I know a glass of
glass,
wine
right?
is supposed to be good for you too.
Yeah. My sister actually, she said a glass of red wine is a 30-minute workout. Apparently, it's equivalent to a 30-minute workout.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
So
start drinking wine.
just drink a
Wait,
glass of wine every night.
so if you drink a whole bottle of wine, is that like
See,
equivalent to working out for an entire day?
I have no idea how that works. I never ended up looking at that article, so I should probably go back. I should get that from her and see.
Say, have her send it to me. I
See
mean,
what the
I
difference
want to know
between
now.
one glass and a whole bottle of wine is. But looks like we don't have any questions.
All right.
So next week we're gonna check in on how our morning runs and potential chapter readings are going.
We'll figure out what we're doing.
Yeah,
We'll have to
we'll
make a
figure
plan
it out.
after
But we'll
this.
for sure. Maybe we can post it somewhere and let everyone know what our plan is. Oh, here's another question actually. Oh, 2 questions.
Equivalent. Oh, it's Sam.
Oh, Sam, thanks for stopping by.
You were just talking about him.
So Kanan said, "What's the biggest physical or mental effect Corona had on you guys that you are still struggling with?" Wow. Okay.
We're getting deep in here.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's I think that's kind of why we started this. Okay, my brother's trolling. Here we go. So
Jonah's just mad because he can't lift weights at all.
We'll get to Jonah after.
Tiny guy.
We'll get biggest mental or physical effect of Corona.
Dude, physical for sure is losing weight for me. That was the biggest effect I had, especially from Corona.
Guess the opposite for me. I gained a lot of weight. So mentally, I think the bulk of Corona when I was in Chicago, I was pretty fine mentally, but now that I've moved back to school, my mental has kind of dropped. Like it's been tough because online classes are just the worst. That's the worst. And then it's also my last semester right now, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing afterwards, and that's pretty daunting. And so I'm kind of just like every day it's a matter of what do I want to do? Do I do this homework? Do I go search for schools for an hour? Do I try and look for a job? So it's just my mental's kind of shot from all these big decisions that I have to make in the next couple of months, I guess, on top of having to do all this dumb school online and worrying
school
about
is not helping
move.
School is honestly not helping my mental. It was making everything so much worse.
And
I was freaking out about everything that was due, and
I'm still
all my teachers put on so much more work.
Yeah, the teachers are all
just
like, yeah, you guys have more free time, right? You can just do more work.
No, not really. I don't actually, but
I have to move out at the end of the month anyway, and so it's gonna be kind of stressful moving this stuff back and figuring out what I'm doing for the 2 weeks before Thanksgiving starts. Okay, so Sam said equivalent to working out with muscles. I have no idea, Sam. We'll have to talk to Mariah about that in terms of the wine.
I think it's just good for your heart. I think that's what it is.
I have no idea. I don't know what wine does. I didn't take a wine class. I took a beer class.
Supplied by Bradley Martin.
Did you guys know
I was trying so hard not to laugh at that when you were talking.
Okay. And Jonah's asking if I'll buy him McDonald's. I'm pretty sure, Jonah, you just cleaned a lot of stuff and we're getting money for that, so you can buy your own McDonald's. Sorry, not sorry.
Oof, McDonald's is not good anymore.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
eat it.
can't eat McDonald's anymore. That's not a healthy food, Jonah. He's at an age where he can
Oh,
eat whatever
do
he
you still eat
wants.
fast food at all?
Do I
Like
still
every
eat
now and then,
fast
or
food?
yeah, I definitely had Culver's today actually. That's because I
I
love Culver's.
I have slowed down my eating of fast food. When I first moved in, no, like a week after I moved in, I was eating a lot of fast food because I was just lazy and didn't want to like cook a meal. But recently, I've been doing a lot better of cooking food. What's my Twitch channel? It's the same as
Isn't it just
my
Mars
YouTube channel.
Quartz?
Yep, it's Mars Quartz.
Yeah.
Same profile picture as well. And Therese, F in the chat. Why do we have F in the chat? Is it because I'm eating poorly, Therese? I did have Little Caesars the other night though, but that was because
Little Caesar. Oh, Little Caesars Crazy Sticks. I actually miss those a lot. I really
that's
do.
something that
It's hard.
I gotta stop eating out. It's hard. Well, I mean, my alternative is eat half a plate of rice though. I eat a lot of rice, which is probably not that much better than
Man, I
eating
love
fast
rice.
food, but
Rice is so
it
good.
tastes better at least. But yeah, I've been trying to at least cook for myself a little bit more recently instead of eating fast food. But
Yep.
it's really hard not to, It's convenient and fast.
Oh, no more questions
Okay,
in the chat.
any more questions?
Have video games helped you at all with your mental? Just an off-topic question. Well, not really
I
off-topic,
think
but like
for a
just
little bit they
question.
did, but then I started playing video games too much, and it got to a point where they it got to a point where it just wasn't fun for me anymore. So it kind of tore down my mental. So I had to take a little bit of a break from it, and
Mm.
now honestly, I'm not even playing as much, anywhere near as much as I did before, and I don't know. I'm playing a little bit more, but it's just not to the extent of what it was during Corona. And I think that's been better for me, not playing as much. Stop playing League as much, which I think has helped because that's such a toxic community.
Oh my god, the game is so toxic.
So my
Oh,
mental's better from
Kanan,
that.
vegetarian. Did you know this man lost? I can't remember what he said. It was like 60 pounds from going vegetarian.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's actually interesting
It was after, I
because
think it was like after a year of going vegetarian. That's how much he's lost. It's crazy. That's so good.
so the funny thing about that is my grandpa, he was showing signs of being diabetic. And so he completely changed his diet to no carbs, and he basically just eats meat and like carbless bread is like, and like some vegetables like green beans. And so he went from being showing signs of diabetes and like to not having anything like remotely near
Isn't that called the
diabetes.
carnivore diet? Joe
Um,
Rogan did a podcast on something
I don't
similar
know
to that.
what kind of diet his is called, but we could call it that. But he also has lost a lot of weight from his diet from eating basically just meat, which is so that's interesting, contrasting someone that's eating a lot of meat to someone who isn't eating any meat.
What? Quick question. So how many, or what kind of meat, sorry. What kind of meat did he eat? Did he only eat like beef or did he eat everything?
I think he's still doing it right now. I think the basis of the diet is it's low carb. I don't think it's I think the meat just doesn't have carbs, so it's easier to
Oh,
eat.
okay.
Just
I didn't know if he had like,
But
if he was
I
only
know he
eating
ate a lot
like
of pork
beef or
chops.
chicken.
I think he eats everything. I want to say, but I think the biggest thing is that it's low carb. So like you were talking about how your mom only drinks Corona Light, he drinks like low carb margarita, like pre-made low carb margaritas. He drinks, I think it's like Michelob Ultra has a special low carb beer. Like everything that he eats is low carb. Like there's like he doesn't have a single carb in his diet. Steak, eggs, and
Steak,
almond flour
eggs.
muffins. Yes, that's that's
Oh,
basically
dude,
what he
muffins
eats.
sound so good right now, actually.
But to answer your other
Some
question, Sam, about
blueberry
Super
muffins.
Mario 64, I haven't started that yet. I did start playing Super Mario Sunshine over on the Twitch channel, but I did not get very far. I rage quit pretty early on.
Were you addicted to any food items?
Me, myself.
Yeah. So I was just reading Kanan's other comment.
Oh, here I'll read it out. It's crazy how changing a few things on our diet can affect the body. What's one bad food item that you were addicted to and was hard to give up? What am I addicted to? Honestly, so I used to be addicted to ranch, which is so bad. I used to eat ranch with everything: burgers, pizza, like
Ugh.
almost anything, you name it, and I probably ate ranch with it. But I stopped that. Now I'm eating mayo with everything, which is just as bad. So like if I have
I
any
love
like
mayo, actually.
fries, I don't dip. Like I dip into mayo. I don't
No, I do that all
eat
the
like
time
anything
still
else.
too.
So mayo's probably that thing that I can't give up. But I eat it with everything. Like people actually think I'm disgusting, but I eat mayo with my hot dogs. Like I think it's delicious. I eat.
I've done that before,
It's
actually.
pretty good.
It's
Like
pretty
it's
good.
pretty good. I don't know why people don't like that, but I think mayo is probably the one thing for me right now that I'm addicted to, and it's gonna be
I've
hard for
been
me to give
trying to
up.
cut out what? I've been trying to cut out like fast food, and that's been really hard because like especially with me working like in the afternoons, it's so easy just to pick it up on my way from work or like
Hmm.
even on my way back from work. It's just so
It's
simple and
easy.
fast to do. It's so unhealthy for you.
Have you thought about preparing meals for work?
So I have thought about that actually. Um, I need to go out and go grocery shopping first and stop procrastinating, but like it's kind of separate. But
Yeah.
I have thought about doing that.
I for a little bit during last school year, I think it was in the fall, I would just pack up my leftovers from the night before and then bring that to like class and eat that
Mhm.
as my lunch, which was pretty convenient because one, it gets rid of the leftovers sitting in the fridge, and two, you have a meal that you don't have to pay for, which was pretty nice.
Okay.
But I stopped doing that because obviously I wasn't going to campus anymore, so it
Mhm.
didn't have to do that. But like I have what, a nice Tupperware of rice. Ooh, actually I should probably cook up that meat that I have in the fridge pretty soon.
Rice does sound very good right now, actually.
Maybe rice is the thing I'm addicted to. Nah, I can't
Rice.
give up
Oh, I
rice.
could be addicted to
If I give
fried
up
rice.
rice,
Ooh.
I would not be Asian anymore, and I would be shunned by my entire family. So that's probably something I can't give up. um, but yeah,
All right.
low carb margs and steak and eggs is
Think,
how my
sounds
grandpa
like it's
likes
the
it.
last few questions.
Unless Kanan wants to drop us another deep
You
question.
can't have been dropping some
Hey,
bombs.
I'm loving it.
How's that beer? Pretty healthy for you, huh?
Well, it's not a beer. It's sorry, I didn't mean to get a little aggressive there. It's a craft cider. So it's actually I'm just looking here now. They wanted to advertise that it's gluten-free, vegan, and no sugar added. So it's
Oh,
definitely healthier than a beer that I could be drinking right now.
can't obviously no sponsors, but it's light, so
So it's better than a normal beer.
just a little bit better.
Okay. So it looks like we don't have any more questions this time. Kanan's probably going to send a question just before we end off again. But
That's what happened every other time.
it's okay. Next week, we'll check in on how our morning runs are going. Maybe we'll do a little bit more than just a morning run. Um, and we'll try and keep everyone posted on whether or not we're doing a book club, I guess. Because it sounds like
I
we
don't
might
think
start
we're
a
gonna
book
do a book
club.
club.
Yeah, book club sounds fun. We could do a sci-fi book club, but we'll let everyone know how the morning workouts are going and if we're even still doing them by next Wednesday.
No, we are doing them. We have to
Okay,
do it for
we're
at
doing
least
okay
1 week.
1 week.
1 week's not that bad.
Okay. My sub goal was kind of ruined by my brother, but that's okay. Everyone knows now. But we'll check in next
If we hit,
week.
what's another goal if you hit 30?
I have no idea.
Someone shout something. What's something you want to know about Marcus?
Yes. Let us know what you want to know, or shoot me a message on whatever social media outlet you have of me, and I'll let everyone know. We'll do a sub count of what, 30? 30 sounds good. A 30 sub count to reveal whatever that question was and whatever the answer is to it. I guess that we can do something like that for next Wednesday too. Start the stream off. And we don't know what the topic will be for next week, but we can release that either
We'll figure it out the day before, just
the
like
day
we always
before,
do.
day of. We'll
Day of,
so
the hour before.
the hour before we'll figure it out. But thanks for stopping by, everyone. It was nice chatting with everyone. And I hope you guys stop by next week and leave a sub.